I'm struck with all kinds of emotional blocks with this one because I have to talk about my dysfunctional family, and it's really easy for people with codependent, people pleaser, empathic tendencies to listen to and talk about other people's dysfunctional families. But when it's you and you have to talk about yourself, I'd rather be chewing on razor blades right now. But the smart person really wants me to make these videos so I can be helped by helping others. And that involves vulnerability, which is a really hot topic right now. And I don't think the issue for empaths and people who feel too much and highly sensitive people, I don't think the issue is vulnerability. I think it's who you share that vulnerability with that's the issue. I've been an open, gaping wound of vulnerability since I came out of my mother. Accessing my vulnerability has never been a problem. It's never been an issue. Accessing my emotional life, never a problem, never an issue. It's all there. Open, gaping wound right there. And the problem is when you're around a bunch of people who are scared of emotions and you're raised by them, and you have not one but two fathers, a father and a stepfather, who both come from high dysfunction themselves. One is a total classic textbook narcissist, and the other is a adult child of an alcoholic, and a father and a mother who's been institutionalized in and out throughout her life. So you have people who really don't trust emotions because the emotions they've seen have been scary and violent and weird. And so when you have the most sensitive person in the family saying there's something wrong in this household, people don't know how to express themselves. Why won't you listen to me? Am I crazy? You have these people gaslighting you and telling you you didn't feel what you felt and you didn't experience what you experienced. And there's a lot of secrets and a lot of cover-ups and a lot of abuse of many different kinds. You as the empath don't necessarily have fear of emotions. You get fearful of how much the grown-ups in your life when you're a kid abandon themselves continually. And you learn that the only way to survive is self-abandonment. The only way to cope is to abandon yourself. And so you're continually abandoning. And what happens is you become adept at running away from vulnerability, even though you're quite vulnerable. And so the challenge for empaths and the challenge for codependents and the challenge for people pleasers is probably not the feelings as much as just being able to stand on your own and process your own feelings as your own. That's hard because I made a video this summer that no one saw because I was only able to post it on Facebook for some reason. So it's not on YouTube, and I don't know how to transfer it to YouTube because I'm not a technical person. But it was all about how empaths get a bad rap and how they're getting trashed. in the self-help communities, because I can't even remember why, but the issue was about empathy and what it means. And there are two schools of definitions of the term. One being that you recognize, understand, and sympathize with the feelings of others. And then the New Age hoo-hoo definition of it is that you are literally feeling the other feelings of other people outside of yourself. And in the video I said I don't distinguish between the two because I do experience life as an empath in both of those definitions. So if you came here for magic tricks and, you know, watching the monkey perform, you're in the wrong place for this video, because I'm trying to get people to recognize that if they're coming here expecting me to talk about the Galactic Federation of Light anymore, they're sorely mistaken. If they're coming here to have me channel Atmos of Sirius or any of these other people who may or may not be who they say they are, you're shit out of luck. Because the hardest thing to talk about is not about galactic federations or telepathic dolphins or ascension. It's owning your inner child and owning the wounds and making yourself vulnerable. And I've had more death threats and rape threats in one lifetime than I need anymore. So please be kind in the comments section. I know that's asking for a lot. But I don't need anyone to tell me anymore that I'm a fraud and I'm exploiting vulnerable people. Because right now, the most vulnerable person is right here. And I'm trying to find a sliver of people who might consist of a tiny community of people who maybe don't want to mock me and maybe do want to understand more what this empathy thing is and this empath thing is, and see where the two connect and maybe disconnect sometimes. And I want to not be unhealthy. And I don't want you to be unhealthy. And maybe by me sharing is caring, maybe you can feel comfortable a little tiny bit more, even though I look and probably sound very uncomfortable right now. Maybe by doing this, because this is like really hard for me, maybe it makes things a little bit better. Because I personally think what ascension is recognizing, owning, acknowledging, integrating, processing all the wounds. And it starts at your core, it starts at your beginning, it starts at your origins. And it really is true, your origins matter.